All right. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. We're on Discord, so we don't have the stream overlay probably for a little bit of foreseeable future. So, Group 9! Session 6!
Woo woo.
Okay. What did we do last session? Well, it's pretty simple. We had navigated into this strange "where are we" place from an ice cavern after tracking the prospectors, using Kalan's knowledge as well as the map, and then just getting general ideas where you need to go. So you descended this tunnel into the depths after a decent amount of time, right? This took some time just to get to this point where your character tokens are placed on this map. And at that point, you went into a very strange chamber with these red crystallic structures, these prisms moving the light back and forth with this arcing purplish lightning, this light. And from there, you navigate that the walls could be passable. You actually pass through them. You checked west, you checked north, you checked east. When you went west, you had those perceptions of something, okay? You had smell, you had sight, right? So you had these things of what was happening down there. Your knowledge and the way you took this was that, we want to try to find a different way. So then going north, there was a creature. Some of you fought and killed that creature. This insectoid slug that seemed to cling to the roof, the ceiling of that chamber. And then it kind of slogged itself off and it was crawling up and it wanted to potentially eat you. That northern chamber has 3 different tunnels going down. These squared off vertical descents. When we went east, we had a large labyrinth of tunnels, a massive corridor that extended itself, continuing east. And then every so often, there was more and more tunnels. And those had gaps between them. There's no actual way to get to the other side, so it's jumping over them. So when we went to east, we didn't particularly stealth. We had a torch lit. This triggered things. It triggered more of those insectoid slugs, feasting and hungry. We had clues that were provided, these perceptions that there was these bile and slime, mucus on the floor, right? These other things. And so they were attracted. Light. They were attracted by light, attracted by smell, perhaps. They really just came out of the draws. We just had a massive fight. Absolute doom styled slaughter of these creatures. We had, many of us exhausted ourselves, wounds, right? They had these almost like this poison paralytic type things with their tentacles. They would very low intelligence, so they got kind of stacked up. Then they try to climb because they're figuring things out. And so we're left backtracking a little bit of ways. We're left backtracking, and from the conversation, it really doesn't matter where we're going to rest. It just matters that we are going to rest. And so we mentioned, hey, do we want to spend all the time going back to the ice cavern? Do we want to plop right here and get our rest in? Do we do a short rest, long rest? That's a question that I'm going to ask because, when we left the last session, it really was which one was kind of the question. I think some people were not sure which way because we had obviously disconnect and then, certain players weren't here, right? So that gives you a chance to retcon what you would want to do at the present moment. So that's where we're kind of entering the scene. So you're all grouped up together. You're in the tunnel here, darkness here with the red light in front of you, the very odd geometrical pattern of the stone slate tile, the arcing of the current around you, the smells as well. It's all still here.
So I thought when we left last time, because we thought there might still be people alive, we decided on a short rest. And then to get going after, I think you guys found a trail or some type of a blood trail or something that we were going to follow.
Yeah,
No.
there's
Oh,
blood over here.
Yeah, that went down, and we needed. That was like an 80-foot drop, if I recall, or 120.
Yeah.
I think there were 2 separate
120.
checks.
120.
Yeah, there were 2 separate checks. The first one was 80. The second one was 120 because it was a higher roll, better accurate check.
Yeah, so
So
I thought I
Oh,
was
the
under the
80 was
impression it was
based on my dark vision. Yeah.
that would be it.
I am fine with a short rest. I just need to roll some hit dice to get some stuff back. So
I could use a
I
top up on
am-
my dice and pulses.
And I'm also going to take this time to apologize to Michael because I didn't realize the Rune Knights get their runes back on short rest. So yeah, this class is OP as fuck.
I know. I played
For
Root.
some reason, I thought it
I've
was
played
long
Runat
rest.
twice as a player.
I
so
swore it was long rest.
Michael-
I swore I had
Michael,
this conversation with Mike or Adam that it was long
Runat's
rest.
really
Michael,
powerful.
just take it because Deucens will never admit that again. So just
That's
take
right.
it and run
I'm
with
taking it. I'm taking it, and I'm running with it right now.
He'll feel less terrible
See
when you kill him
ya.
off now. He'll understand.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I will 100% understand now.
All right, so we're all in agreement on a short rest then.
Short rest, and
I'm content with
then
that.
are we finding a way down the hole, or what's the plan?
I mean, wasn't there rope over there? I vaguely remember rope.
No.
We found a bag of rope.
Maybe that was what it is.
I think west and north both dead ended in holes heading down, which I assume they're all going to be about 120 foot deep. The
Probably.
hallway to the east kept going east, and we didn't explore all the way down that end.
There's
So-
another hole at the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
so
were
it's
pretty
all
close.
just holes.
Yeah.
All
It's
It's
all
just
holes.
Yeah.
it's all holes.
It's just
all
a
the way
matter
down.
of what hole we want to go in, and we know one of them has blood. So
Right. Also, we didn't. I don't think we jumped across to either the north or the south parallel hallway going east. So it could be there's stuff down that way before we try to drop down a 120 foot
Dude.
drop.
do we really want to try to jump 10-foot holes?
I mean, if you're not like little granny in a wheelchair level of strength, you could probably clear it.
That's offensive
Wow.
to grannies.
Wow.
Though
Uh-huh.
to be fair, I'm pretty sure Granny in a wheelchair can build her a ramp and she can clear that shit. Anyway,
I mean, I can pretty much see down the other sides because I have 120 foot long dark vision. It just goes to more holes. Like all the way up here is just holes, hole, hole. Like you literally just have to keep jumping over them. It's almost like it's a
Like a honeycomb or something.
yeah.
And the blood went down this 120 foot hole.
Yeah, on the west side.
Well, we don't know that the blood went down. We just know there's a pool of
Well,
blood
it went
there.
it went to it. Yeah. Well, there was some outside too over here that was like leading that way.
I guess now that we did our long rest, we can actually move over there because your token, since you weren't here, probably doesn't have vision of it. But yeah, there's a giant blood pool there. Oh, there's also blood here.
I see I see a little bit of blood there, but yeah,
That was why we went that way to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there was just a hole.
When you guys looked down the hole, was there anything sticking out, or was it just a smooth hole going down? Like, was there rocks and footholds, like rock climbing type stuff?
No,
Not-
it's smooth like the rest of this
Smooth.
place.
Okay.
no.
It's all laser cut. There was faint light at the bottom, if I remember right.
I think we saw smoke.
You saw it smelt, right? You saw the smoke. It
Yeah.
smelt. There was faint light glowing down from the depths.
I mean, my vote would be to go down that hole and check it out. I don't really want to fight slugs again.
Yeah.
Yeah, slugs don't seem like they would make fire, so either the prospectors fell.
My
Oh.
guess is that they dropped like a torch down there. What we're smelling is the burning or smoking remains of a torch. I don't, because a burning body or a burning equipment has like a specific smell to it. This just smelled like smoke, if I recall.
Well, they could have been running from the slugs and like fallen down there, and now they're just stuck.
I mean, at 120 feet, they're dead if they fell down that, but we won't get into that.
They're
mean-
hardy stock.
got a hearty 4 HP to their name.
Maybe one of them happens to know Featherfall. I don't know.
The best NPCs in the game, right there, falling
The
120
first-
feet and living.
The first one died, and the rest of them landed on that one, so they're all okay.
Michael, is it okay if I
Yeah.
move my token up into the room?
You're choking wherever you want. On pause for a
Okay.
reason. Thanks for confirming that.
The thing about that is there's the blood before that, so them falling doesn't explain
Yeah,
the pool of blood.
somebody got
Yeah.
taken over there. It's like-
And before we got attacked by slugs over here, that you guys didn't find like a staircase or stairs or anything, or was it walk in and we
just-
got attacked?
Yeah.
There was.
Well, we made it like halfway before we got surrounded.
Yeah, I just happen to be able to see it all because of my crazy dark vision range. So yeah,
Yeah.
everything is
Yeah.
it's just holes. It's literally all holes. So it's
It's
just a
just-
matter of what hole do you want to go down is the next choice.
There was also some. We didn't fully explore what this device in the middle did. We got some semblance that it was a magical device. Maybe it controls elevators, stairs, doors, something to that effect. But we kind of just let this be.
I thought the artificer got a check that it was linked to the
Lightning.
doors. Yeah.
Lehman
Maybe,
Lehman had an arcana. They basically figured out that it is a battery. It has to do something with power and storing power, but it does not. They could not figure out, or there is not any sort of mechanism
On or
to
off.
activate. So it's not a. Could be more of a passive thing.
I mean, let's say we make our way down the hole over here.
We got enough rope. We got rope. Where's the rope? I need more rope. It's 120
stand-
foot.
Are you standing on rope?
I mean, yeah,
How much
but
is the rope under your feet?
Also, we need something to anchor the rope too if we're all going to go down it and not come back up.
You're standing on
Yeah.
that's 60 feet of rope.
so that's 60. So you need another 50. Do I have rope? I think I might.
I have rope.
I do not.
Or
have
sorry,
rope.
yeah, if it's 50,
I have
whatever one
50.
bundle of rope is. So
It's
50.
50
Yeah,
feet.
it's
Okay, so
50,
50.
50 feet of hempen rope. It's bundled together.
Yeah.
It seems to be
I have-
unused. It's just kind of bundled, and thrown on the floor.
So if we can get 3 pieces of rope, I would recommend tying knots in regular intervals and then connecting all 3. It shortens all of them to 40-foot lengths, but it should help when you go to climb it, just in case we have to beat a hasty retreat from whatever's down there.
Yeah, what that man said. He's smart. I'll anchor the
So-
rope. I'll hold you guys.
But then
In
how do you
giant
get down?
form that you transfer into? Like, there's no way
Uh,
you're holding us on this rope in the form you're in now.
Nonsense.
Uh,
He's plenty
you
strong.
see
Let have
these?
him drive the
You see
batons.
these?
Right.
I'll hand little man here the batons.
Couldn't we just tie it to one of them crystals in the other room?
We take up some length of the rope, but perhaps.
Or
I
we
mean-
could use the metal human over here that's 400 pounds. I'd rather him anchor.
But
Just
is
throwing
he
that up there.
strong?
Well, the problem with any of that is whoever's holding the rope then has to get down the rope.
That's why I'm
everyone else
saying
is going.
anchor it with batons.
Do we have pitons?
I have 10
Oh,
of them.
I have pitons.
Yeah,
Hey, look at that. I also have a hammer.
look at that. Great minds think alike.
Look, man, Donlin doesn't even know everything he has. He just steals shit from people.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that, so I don't have to report you to the police.
You've watched me steal stuff from people.
I am selectively blind and selectively deaf.
Donlin will kneel down at the edge and will take one of the pitons and will try to hammer it into the edge of the.
Okay, so you observe that the stone is smooth here. There is no etching into the stone by any means. It's primarily that the rope lingers on, the blood has sat onto the stone. You then take a piton, taking a hammer to it, going in for a strike. As you do so, the piton strikes into the wall, and a aura-like effect begins to emanate, a barrier of sorts. And as that piton hits into that barrier, it shatters. Fragments of shrapnel sprout forth. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Just him?
Just him.
Okay.
He
19 is
frag-rated
a
himself.
success. You kind of move your arm, right, and brace against the shrapnel as it comes against your armor. And it's not a concussive, just a massive force by any means. It's really of a shattering, and so this comes just the bits of the piton kind of coming up towards you, covering your eyes and things. You then look towards your mark where you struck. That aura effect begins to dissipate, almost waves of that barrier as it coats to the rest of the chamber that you're currently inside, the small part of it. And there is no mark at all on the stone, as if it was never hit.
Perhaps don't try that again.
Well, that's interesting.
So yeah, back to I'll anchor.
I'm gonna step outside and go on King's idea here. And do these crystals, I guess, that are in the wall, do they seem sturdy?
The prisms are anchored into the wall, flawless. There's no sort of gap or anything. They're completely encased in the stone.
I really, really hate to admit this, guys, but I think King has the best idea right now of tying these off to the prisms outside.
I mean, there's prisms inside, right? We're just
Where's
standing
the
on
other
them.
Are we? I didn't
Yeah.
see any.
There
Oh,
are
there's just
prisms
lightning.
inside. No, there are prisms inside. They are embedded and anchored. They are fit, almost silhouette with the wall, but the purple prism still sits on the edges. It's hidden by the shadows of the work, in addition to the walling, how it kind of encompasses over. But those are there. So they're to your left and they're to your right. They're not sticking out as the other side is, but they do have one face that is out, right, facing you.
So we'd still have to use the
You
other
so-
one.
couldn't,
yeah, so we can't
you
tie
couldn't
'em.
anchor. You couldn't tie it off to the ones inside, but you could tie it off into the outside. Caden,
Yeah.
you said something a little bit, something about the wall, right, and then the red crystals and stuff as well. I'm gonna have at this point for you all now suggesting tie it off onto the prisms and suggesting tying off the ridges. I need you to roll an intelligence check, just flat.
Everybody or just Kenny?
Just the people who have been suggesting that they want to tie it off upon those objects.
Yep.
So, with an intelligence check of 10, the only thing I can provide for you at this point is that the wall will transition between a liquid and a solid.
Oh.
Yeah. The rope may not survive the
Coming into
process.
here. Given my background, Michael, do I feel like
Will
this
the
is
rope
something?
hold it?
Do I feel like this is something I can climb down?
The walls are completely smooth. It would be unclimbable.
And it's not close enough to like.
You would be a hard
Starfish.
journey. It would be a hard journey at 120 feet to starfish all the way down.
Yeah.
You could attempt to do it. Second story work. You're capable of it. It would just be very tiring.
Yeah, but then nobody else can come down. So what does it really matter at that point?
You could carry us one at a time on your back as you.
What if
yeah.
Hey,
Or-
Hank, stand there. I'm gonna hand him a piece of the rope, and I'm gonna walk all the way through, and I'm gonna see what
Mhm.
happens with the rope.
The rope passes through.
I'm gonna tug the rope on my side.
You feel the rope tug on the other side.
I'm assuming I'm feeling it too then.
You
Going
are feeling
forward.
it. The wall
Yeah.
is still liquid at this present moment. The tokens and their
Oh.
positions, particularly Kanan's position, is triggering the wall being liquid.
Mm.
So as you fill space with your 3 tokens on the other side, now the wall is solid. I'll have you stacked for this intent and purpose. The wall is solid. Tug the rope. Neither of you feel the other side.
Does it come off of the wall? Like, does it
No.
come out of the wall?
The rope is fully encased by the
Oh,
wall.
there you go. Yeah. That's even better.
Perfect. Sounds like nothing can go wrong here.
It's like rebar and cement. This is a really
Nothing go wrong.
Yeah.
This
I
is gonna
wasn't
work
sure if it was
great.
going to do that or if it was literally just going to shear it when it went solid.
No.
That's what I was. I'm with you. I thought I was gonna just like kind of slice the rope, you know.
I have a thought. I have an idea. We still need something kind of heavy to hold the rope. What if, you encase the rope in the door, and then one of these slugs or somebody else comes through the door. The whole rope just down the hole under its own weight. So my thought is, you still need,
Perhaps we should
yeah, like it's just a random dude.
climb really fast.
We just get attacked by a slug halfway down. That'd be fucking
It just
hilarious.
drops us. Yeah.
Yeah, we all just drop on each
But
other.
then all of a
Alon
sudden,
walks
all
in.
of a
What are you
sudden,
guys doing?
You are dead.
Yeah, so
Died.
let's just like go back outside, chip off a piece of rock from the not cave area, and set the rock on top of the end of the rope. So at least if the door goes liquid again, it won't all drop.
Why don't we just tie it around this?
If we have enough rope length for that, that's certainly doable.
How many ropes we got?
We need
I've got
3.
none.
Alon has rope.
I have rope. There's rope here.
I have
Sounds like
50
you
feet
had
of rope.
pittance. Yeah, we got like 250 feet of rope.
Okay,
Yeah, you
yeah.
two-
We should be fine.
Be good.
Yeah, we'll need 4 lengths if we knot them off, which reduces all their feet by 10 feet.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to knot the top one. Just the ones going over the edge.
You'll have enough rope to be able to tie it around that pillar and run it through the tunnel to descend to the 100.
Yeah.
I don't see anything going wrong here, guys. I think this will work out perfectly.
I do think it's funny that creature would come through. Just like sees the rope, starts eating it,
I'm just
Just,
imagining like
follows the rope eating it.
And
just
all of a sudden
imagining like
it walks through the
scrambled
rope.
It is a hempen rope, so natural materials. So sure, clearly the creature's a garbage can.
Giant moth is just gonna come kill us. all.
Giant moth.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Mothman
Mothman.
sees the crystal lamp.
Lamb.
Anyway.
Oh, fabrics. No.
Not gonna lie,
So-
I was thinking more of one of us accidentally backing up into it and killing us all more so than a monster coming.
That might be more
That would be
realistic.
more likely. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
that's a
oh,
good
let me go
point.
get this real quick. Oh shit!
The first person who gets to the top goes to the door, and the whole thing just drops and
Everybody's-
kills everybody else.
Everyone else falls.
So at this point, I just need to know marching order and how you want to do this. We'll still need to have a strength check, athletics based, to make this descent. The DC's, with the aid of a rope, is significantly lowered notch as well, so it helps out in terms of descent.
I'll go first in case we do fall, so that way I can go big and just catch everyone in the tunnel.
I think we should leave the robot for last because he's freaking heavy.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
other thing. Like, will this hold
yeah.
him?
You
Sure.
think this game is not discriminatory, okay?
No,
if you
no,
want
I'm
to be
I'm
a
thinking-
500-pound orc, right? You're good to go.
I'm thinking just weight limits. I mean,
There,
you
there's still weight
know-
limit specified on the rope.
So I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's rope. It'll be right.
So there's one problem I'm foreseeing. We all can't fit on
Just
this
one.
side. Well, immediate one. We can't all fit on this side.
Well, that's why we
So-
tied it off to the.
Yeah.
Well, that's
pillar.
that. So they're gonna tie.
Okay.
You're gonna tie it off, and then so it is gonna have tension, and then all of a sudden that tension is now gonna be taken by the wall. So instead of the knots, it'll be taken by the wall. But
The
that
more of us
doesn't
that go
mean the
down,
rope.
The better it gets.
Yeah, and so it doesn't mean that rope is still not tied off. It just means that the wall has now anchored it. So
It just means that if something does come by that doesn't eat the rope, but just happens to go through the wall, we're not gonna die.
you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Mothman is definitely an NPC at the present
It
moment.
is, it is
Oh,
now.
man.
I felt you Google search that token.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So,
I
hold on,
understand.
I need
Oh,
to
go,
look
go
at
get
what-
the Mothwing guys from Venture Bros.
I should.
So normally
Monarch.
knotting the rope would give advantage on checks to climb or descend. Is that
Yeah.
the case, or does that
Yeah.
change the DC?
That's what we're gonna. Well, the DC is always the same for this climb. That doesn't change. So, in terms of stuff, and the DC in terms of a climb with rope never changes in this thing, and get advantage because you're wanting to knot it up. You want to be smart with
Have
it.
good
So
footholds.
Would be clever.
Oh, strength check, athletics.
Yeah.
That was acrobatics.
That was acrobatics.
take it
Whatever.
if
Add
you
a
want
plus
to.
2.
He does a
Add a
flip down
plus
the
2
road.
You
to
can
that.
take the 17. That's fine.
He does the silk.
You,
the
we
silk
have the
dance and
roll,
spins.
right? Just
Yeah.
because you hit acrobatics, it's all right. So,
Leave it to Dewsums to roll the wrong
so
shit.
Donlin, you're going to go first here. So you're going to make the descent. You begin to get on the rope, putting tension to it, and at that point, you begin to just kind of rappel down, right? So brace your legs against and begin to kind of rappel down slowly and surely. The check is easy enough here. Don't need you to hit advantage. You begin to slowly and surely go down, waiting for the rest of your party. As the smoke actually inside of the shaft here becomes a little more thick, so the further you're going, it becomes a little bit thicker and thicker. It has a very fine wood smoke to it, and there's sweet smells of some smoked meat. And so that's kind of now getting you in the nostrils. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay, who can we roll?
8.
All right, Jax is next. So easy enough. Good to go. Who's next?
I'll go.
All right. 15. Good to go.
I'll go next.
Wow, we're wasting all of our good rolls on this check.
Wow. Now, honestly, fantastic rolls here at this point.
Oh
right.
god, now I'm gonna die.
And
That's
Candace
how
dead.
next.
I will
Remember, you get advantage.
Yep. Nope.
You
Yeah.
get advantage.
You have
get
advantage.
advantage.
You get
You can
advantage.
click it into
Oh.
the chat card. Click it into the chat card.
There we go.
There
we go. Knotting the rope paid off.
Dude, he went from a nat 1 to a
19.
dirty 20. Oh my god. Oh, here comes Mothman.
So,
No, that's
Kalan
Kalan.
and Kalan
I
and
know.
Lehman are success. You don't see Kalan's check because it's NPC, but you'll see Lehman's conservative player. So Kalan and Lehman taking up the rear here are going to be successful.
Yahoo!
Okay. So I'm going to theater of mind just a little bit as you begin to progress. So you begin to go down this tunnel. You notice again that the walls are smooth. There's no etching. There's no scratches. There's no scars. But the smoke is beginning to become thicker and thicker. And that smell of that is beginning to really hit strong and almost have a kind of a putrid smell intermixed with it, a little bit of bile. And you're kind of choking on that just a little bit. But then you maintain your cough of your choke because you hear the slight shrill of somebody cry out. No! No! At that point, you quicken your descent down, furthering. Donlin, first to land, and the rest of the party begin to come through. I'm going to activate the scene. What you observe are a couple things here. The fact is these reddish crystals are very similar to the same crystals that surround the pillar, but the shape is slightly off and different, almost as if they are the same purple sorts of prisms that extend from the walls that allowed you to pass through. These, however, have some sort of anti-gravity field, because as you begin to approach, they actually catch you, and you softly begin to fall down. Letting go of the rope, you almost moonwalk forward, setting yourselves down. The crackle of smoke, combined with the shrill cries of an old dwarf, mutton chops, and a faint, kind of baldish head, covered in tatterings of rags of their once clothes, laying in a pile of bones and blood from humanoids. A large, massive bone saw and cleaver stash, with numerous amounts of backpacks and sacks filled with other goods, foods, and a chest locked and sat closed. They're currently hounded themselves over a campfire they've loosely created with a roasted leg of a human currently burning crisp fire. You all are there. And as you land down, you have a couple options. As the creature has yet to perceive that you have here, as your footsteps are not there. It's only the shifting and weight of your armor. In the central part of this chamber is something that's really interesting. It's like a well. It very loosely is placed, it's not very loosely, but very shallowly placed on the central part of the chamber with now blue crystals or prisms. extending from it, forming a cage of sorts that slightly sits raised. And then this bluish, space-like fairy light, cloud smoke, just softly begins to pull from it. You have a choice. You stealth, you attack, unpaused.
I think in character, Donlin would literally just charge at this thing, saying that somebody's
Yep.
asking for help.
Yeah, and
Donlin
I'm gonna
chooses
try to
to
be.
charge.
Jax
Load
is
up the
gonna
sled.
choose to be quiet.
Okay? At this
Yep.
present moment, Donlin, you are initiating, move 5 feet forward. Let's pause. So, Donlin, you draw your weapon. You're the first one down, too. So, you're kind of leading it, and Jax, you can
Mhm.
stealth here, too. So, Donlin, you're kind of falling down. You see what's happening. You grab your weapon and begin to pull. Jax, you go for a stealth roll. 20. You kind of cling to the shadows of the right side. Remember, there's not light. There's light throughout the space, but there's
Yep.
still dim light here. I'm moving your token here as you move, clinging to the sides. Then the rest of you
Perfect.
are going to be falling forward, unable, because you're led by the companions in front of you of what they intend to do. This creature notices you, Donlin, hears your steps as you draw your weapon, begin to pull forward, turns and faces, and then sees in the backdrop the rest of you upon the glowing of that red crystal and that red light. I need everyone to roll initiatives.
Were we supposed to see something, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, his token's not on my
Oh, your token's not here.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I refreshed,
I-
and I'm like, I don't.
No,
I don't.
your token wasn't here. There it is.
Oh, that's supposed to be.
God.
There we go.
There we go. You got the description. I give good enough descriptions. You
Yeah.
should know what you see.
I was like, theater of mind. Okay.
Yeah, no. You're totally here. Let me move Kalad to the side. I stacked you up as 6, and I realized that Kalad was the 7th, and it trips me up sometimes. And I drag tokens into boards, and I'm like, there's 6 because it's the party of 6. And then I'm like, wait, there's an NPC with them. All right. Let me get these rolls out. All right, we are going to begin combat with Jax as we all get ourselves rolled up here. Jax, you're the first one. You are stealthed. Remind you that the light is in front of you. So if you go visible range, you'll have to cling to the walls here if you want to get that dim light, because the rest of the space is filled by that campfire.
Yeah, I'm gonna cling to the. Oops, helps if I do that. Cling to the walls, and then I'm gonna bonus action dash here from the rest of my movement.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna for my action, I'm gonna hold and attack. Actually, no. You know what? I'm just gonna end my turn there.
Okay, so the creature, you sit stealth, clinging now. You're kind of in the light now of the fire, but you're still along the wall. The creature's faced in the direction of Donlin, has not turned their head towards you. Perhaps they don't notice your presence. Lance, you're up next.
Okay. I am going to step on over here, load up a sling bullet, and try to hit.
Okay, going for a sling.
There we go. Targeting's a little slow. Let's do.
13. You come for the first sling and you fire off with big hefty modifiers there. You see as the creature kind of raises his hand and holds it out and hits into the meaty of those large towns. This creature is hulking, blackish in skin color, has fangs and these dreads that roll through. It's kind of a hulking figure, but lean at the same time, covered with a loincloth.
Okay. I would like to apply a distracting strike martial dice to this.
Okay.
So basically, like, I see Jack singing around by the fire, and I'm afraid it's gonna look that way. And so I'm just gonna try to whip it and try to catch its attention with this to keep it away from Jax.
Okay.
So consume one of those, roll that die, extra 5 damage. And hopefully Donlin will have a advantage to attack it when it's his turn.
Awesome. So I'm actually going to draw sword and board, saying that there's only one thing in the room. So we'll go ahead and equip my shield as I run forward at this creature. And yeah, we're just gonna stab it with the longsword.
Okay. 18 will hit. All right, so 12 points of slashing damage. Comes across, you slice into the leg.
Yeah, that'll end my turn there.
10.
Alright, since I don't have any spells left except for one, I am just going to talk the shit to the thing.
All right, the creature's going to fail with an 11. Yell outwards, what do you say?
I'm going to say, you look like something your mom should have eaten.
Damn.
That's got levels.
Yeah, looks
That
towards
does.
you. Ah!
And I'm going to end my turn.
That hurt
Kanan?
me.
Yeah, it hurt mine.
Gonna step forward to give everybody a little room to get off of the landing pad there, if they so choose. Gonna reach out and blast this thing. Or not.
Natural
Oh, no.
1. She coming
Boy.
through with the blast. Kind of caught off guard by the gravity there. So you just kind of slip when you're kind of moving yourself forward. And that bolt lands in the backdrop of the chamber.
It's gonna end his turn.
All right, we have Kalan. Kalan is going to move 20 feet here to get a little bit more perspective and view of the creature that's in front of them. They then are going to opt for a hunter's mark here with their bonus, and they're going to send off 2 arrows. First 24 hits, 9 points of damage dealt. And then second arrow is going to be missed with a 9. They're going to end their turn. We're not going to Lehman. I don't think Lehman could have repaired their steel defender there in short rest. Let's see.
I thought he repaired it while we were doing the poultice.
I thought it was like a minute process
Yeah,
or something like
let
that.
me see.
Yeah, I think it was gonna take 10 minutes total.
10 minutes? Yeah, they could have repaired it then. Okay. And then, let's see. Alright, I'm going to put it up to full then, because I think you can get it up to full. Just don't play it. I just don't know. Alright, so they've gone 20 feet here in space. Just a little bit more. Probably get to 30 feet here, which is their movement speed. Alright, then it's a bonus action to throw out the Steel Defender. Let's see here. Okay. I gotta look through this every time. There's so much stuff. The Foundry doesn't do a really good job of explaining it. I have to always go to wiki here. Bonus action. Unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. Okay. So it can't do anything right now because he has to pull it out first. It doesn't say that it takes anything to pop it out. It just always has it, right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's like almost sentient.
Yeah, like it's on the shoulder, just riding it, but it
Mhm.
hops off. Okay. And you expend a spell of first level or higher, steal a friend's life after 1 minute with all its hit points restored. So he had to get rid of a first level spell slot to get the Steel Defender back.
Yeah, I think he told you that's what he was holding a spell for.
He's holding a spell for
Oh, Fairy Fire.
Fairy Fire. He's out of first level spell slots. So I don't think the Steel Defender can cut back up because he's out of first level spell slots. I don't think he can do that yet. So we'll have to remove that from the board. We still have an action to take here. So we're going to swing the Mighty Club, or the Longsword now. Swing away. Alright, 20 is going to hit, and they deal 6 points of slashing damage. That will be the end of their turn. Alright, so something you notice after going through the series of attacks here upon the creature, you notice some of its wounds are starting to heal at a rapid pace. As it begins to recover from its wounds, begins to look at one person in particular, and that was Donlin, who came running up upon it. The creature is going to take 3 attacks, 1 with a bite and 2 with its claws upon you, Donlin. Comes with a bite first. 10 is going to be a miss as it comes swinging through. A disadvantage, right, with the distracting strike.
No, that was supposed to
It's
provide
just-
advantage on Donlin's first attack.
Donlin's first attack.
Yeah.
Would you get distracting strike? Because you didn't hit though. When you hit.
Oh,
when
I thought I did hit because the animation showed that I hit, and you
No.
described it as hitting his arm.
No, you did not hit. I said that they blocked your bullet, like they raised their hand up or something.
Got it. I thought that still dealt damage because they raised their arm. Okay, that was a misunderstanding.
Okay.
So no,
yeah.
then
I was a little
wouldn't have been
confused too. I was like, wait, did something happen? Okay, so cool. We're on the same.
No, I'm sorry.
All right.
No, I
No,
was
you're
just
good.
confused
But-
by the flavor text.
Yeah, make sure to put that back then.
I did.
For yourself. Okay, so they disadvantaged from the vicious mockery. So they're getting mocked and baited a little bit from you, Kang. They're kind of still caught up by that, so they go for the bite. Donlin, you kind of raise your weapon, blocking the mouth out of the way. Then they come in for the 2 claw strikes, ripping through. And 11 is going to be a miss as they kind of land at your backside and kind of rip through your weapon with a 14 on the secondary claw. All 3 attacks are going to miss. That is going to be the end of their turn. Jax, you're up next.
Well, they kind of ruined. I was trying to get the old guy out of here quietly.
Yeah, that was never gonna happen.
Yeah, so they kind of ruined that. So, just gonna come up behind him, and I
Yeah, but
will.
You do have it. You do have advantage for this strike, so go ahead.
Okay, I'm just going to. Oh my god, where did it go? Why can't? Oh, there it is. Alt, right, for advantage.
Yep.
That's correct.
Jiminy Christmas.
Okay. So a 14 here. You are at a flank 2. So just FYI, because you have formed a flank here with Donlin, Lehman, and yourself now. So you, Donlin, and Lehman would have been a flank 1. Now Jax comes in the picture, goes up to a flank 2, and because Kalan's within 15 feet, Lance and Kane are within 15 feet of Kalan, and then Kang, you're within 15 feet, you all now have flank 2. So with a 14, we now kind of go up to a 16 there with the attack, and the 16 will hit. So you deal 6 points of piercing and force damage.
And I forget, that does not count my sneak attack, right?
No, you added your sneak attack in
Yeah,
to
it's in there.
into the dagger.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, I
see.
you
It's
just
two
rolled
D6.
ones across
I just
the board.
rolled really shitty.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. You don't have to remind me of that.
Oh, sorry.
3 ones.
And,
That could happen to anyone, man.
and I will end my turn.
All right, any turn. Lance, you're up next.
Okay. 10 feet there. 25 feet. How is this like a pit down? An object coming up? Do I have cover? What's
So
going on
again,
with
as I described, it is pretty much flush with the floor. There's no cover provided, and it does appear that you could walk on it because of the way the crystal cages are around. It could be difficult
Got it.
terrain walking on it. It does have that smoke, like that not smoke, but that space, like kind of hue effect coming off of it. You don't know stepping on it what it will do.
Okay. Well, despite the poor damage roll, rub it in with 10, I think that our good friend Jax here has a better chance of doing more damage than me. So I'll forego my attack action and use my bonus action to ask Jax to politely stab him a second time, please. And use a superiority dice for commanding strength.
Okay.
Why did that not?
So if he hits, it'll apply that extra 4 damage.
I think I'm having problems here because I hit roll and it didn't roll.
What were you trying to roll?
I gotta. Oh shoot! You know what? I have to target the guy first.
Yeah.
That would
Yep,
be the
that'll
problem. I
do.
gotta roll the dagger to hit the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta target him first. I'm just. Are you
Okay.
hitting me right now?
So it should be not a +3, but a +2. So 16 is still going to hit. So you're going to do 11 points damage. And then the commander's strike comes through, and that's also going to give, I believe, that bonus, right? So 4 goes to
Correct.
the damage. That's going to be
Yes.
15 points. 50 points of damage. You're getting your reaction spent. Coming with another attack here in the direction of the creature's backside, kind of stabbing through.
And so that's action, bonus action. That is my turn. Stop spending that. I'll end my turn.
Question for the DM: would I have ever fought something like this in the Colosseum, or in the not the Colosseum, the Giants Arena?
I need you to please make, at that point, I'll give you an intelligence-based check to see if you can go through your memory, history even. Ten. You've faced this creature before. They are definitely a creature that's found upon not your particular island where you come from, but they are islander-type creatures at some points. They are easily caught up by the fire giants of your past. They are scared and frightened of fire.
Then I am going to go ahead and take a swing at it with my longsword.
Let's go.
Nice.
And I'm going to activate my fire rune.
Natural 20. 15 comes through. Fire rune is going to be DC 13 on the fire rune. Creature is going to succeed with a 14. So, looks like at a success here. Or it's going to take seed on a strength saving throw, or be restrained for 1 minute while restrained with the shackles. Strike takes 2d6 fire damage. You're going to take the extra 2d6 fire damage flat just by activating the rune. And from that is not halved. Creature is going to take 9 points of damage. Left.
Okay. And at that point, I will end my turn.
All right.
All right. Let's see. I am going to move a little closer here. And I'm going to talketh the shitteth again.
You're gonna talketh the shitteth again.
Yeah, pretty much all I can do.
Mock it
Sure
again.
thing.
You suck. You suck so much.
Just hurling insults.
Hurling insults. Which is gonna fail with 11. Takes 2 points of psychic damage. What are you gonna hurl at it?
Why don't you just do us all a favor and die? Nah, that was bad, but it was only 2 damage this time. And I'm
Okay.
going to end my turn.
All right. Begins to look towards you. Okay, then you're up next.
Like the DM.
What's that?
He's just like,
I'm going down. I'm going down. I'm sitting down. The lights hit me right in the face, so I gotta sit in. I gotta go like this now.
bonus action, I will Brimstone Blast that.
Brimstone Blast. So 17 is going to
Okay.
hit. You're going to do 5 points of the force damage on the hit here. In addition, you're going to go for the Brimstone Blast. Creature's going to succeed with an 18 on your Brimstone Blast. And is not going to be burned.
Rip.
All right, we come to Kalon. Kalon's going to go for 2 arrows here. 10 is going to be miss. And then on the secondary arrow, yeah, they're just going to keep firing because there's too many people. So, Nat 20!
Let's
Rip
go.
that thing.
All right,
Two,
so
two now.
2 lands a natural 20, 13 points of piercing damage, plus the 9 of Hunter's Mark deals 22 total points of damage. Lands here right in the dead center of the creature's face. You see as the creature begins to topple backwards in the direction of the campfire, dead. It's the end of combat.
You know, I kind of feel slightly bad for the guy. Not gonna lie.
Hey, you okay?
He was in the middle of barbecuing a human leg.
I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'm okay. You see, as the creature is tied up and bound by the arms, as well as the legs, very much hog-tied, laid on the pile of bones. Get me out of here! Get me out of here, please!
I'll cut him loose.
Cut him loose. Creature slightly begins to sizzle with their arm on the campfire. Seems to jolt after a few seconds, then nothing.
I'll take a look over the guy. I don't know, this is just a perception or a medicine check, but check if he's wounded and offer to treat him if he is.
Go ahead and roll a medicine check, please.
Sure.
No, I don't want it. No.
Take it off.
It put it back after I took it
Oh,
off.
I was doing a bastard.
Yeah.
Wow, natural 20. Wow, how many nat 20s?
That's
You know,
three
this
now,
is
in
the
this session
thing.
alone.
It's this group, I swear. It's just this group with these natural 20s. And I gotta say, I gotta run through the API this morning.
Oh, we definitely get
You
the
mean the
low side
nat
of the dice
20s
too.
and the
I'm
nat
thinking
1?
there's something
Like,
stupid. God, no, I'm just kidding. So natural 20 comes through. You're looking at the medicine. It's more, I would say in the trauma to the mind rather than physical harm. They don't seem to have many major lacerations or no broken bones, something like that. So you're kind of tending and putting a salve, maybe some of your extra poultice you have, upon some of the minor lacerations and scratches, and just tending to them, wrapping them up with bandages. They're very grateful for that after having their hands and their arms freed. They're also shifting their weight kind of closer to you, getting off of the pile of bones. They don't want anywhere near that. They're kind of putting themselves to the edge, gripping themselves, kneeling down. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Was there any others with you? Was this thing only? I mean, sure, I pointed the bones like you can kind of guess, but were there any others besides you and whoever this unfortunate fellow was?
It was. What do you mean? What? Where am I?
We're in some sort of, I don't know, but deep in a cave. We followed a cave hole.
I want to go
down
home.
here. Of course.
Skalan kneels down. Emmerich? It's a hand on the knee. Emmerich looks back. Skalan, is that you? Oh. Juan just holds a hand up to the dwarf's cheek. We're gonna go home, Emmerich. It's gonna be okay. Oh. You. Looks back to you, Lance, as if to ask your question again.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Looks back to you to ask your question again. You asked a question, but
Yes.
it caught the creature. Yeah.
Were there any others with you? We were coming to look for some missing miners.
They're all gone. They're all gone. That creature ate them.
Oh,
Is
What's-
as he's doing this, is this all of their gear?
It's a grind
Behind-
stop. You see,
this-
there are 3 backpacks with the Rock Mining Company
Okay.
symbol upon them, filled with the goods and things more so than the backpacks you found up at the camp. The other burlap sacks filled with root vegetables, potatoes, things perhaps this creature is raided, maybe traders on the road, and fetched some supplies. The chest is locked. Very crude padlock.
Emmerich, was that your name? Did I hear that correctly?
Emmerich just crying now, sobbing uncontrollably.
Right. Well, the backpacks are here. I'm gonna take a look at this chest and see what else is here. I'm gonna go ahead and open the chest.
Okay. Go ahead and make a check with your thieves' tools here, sleight of hand, to try to unlock the chest.
I have thieves tools. There you go.
There is a bug. It looks like
I
it's
have
rolling. It's just a
rolled
bug.
all 9s tonight.
Yeah, you got a 9.
No, I haven't rolled anything but a 9.
14. It's unlocked. Easy enough.
I'll go ahead and open it. I don't think it's trapped at all.
All right, go ahead and make a dex save.
As I die.
Just
Brave man.
not trapped it up.
Boom!
I got this. It's fine.
I got this. Whoa, the light's just coming in here like crazy. Turning into God mode. So you get the chest unlocked. You open it up, and inside there's actually 2 large leather purses filled with gold coins.
I'll go ahead and take them both.
Okay. There's also bits in, talk about, common jewelry, a painting of sorts, different, things that might be prized. That's all going to be translated into gold. I don't necessarily hand out individual items like that, where I'm like, hey, I'm just going to give you kind of a flat amount that these treasures would be worth. It actually pockets out to about 1250, so 1,250 gold in terms
Okay.
of what exactly is in here. And the chat, go ahead and add that value to
Oh
your
shoot! I added 1 extra 9 in there. I'm sorry.
character.
You and the 9s.
Typo.
Taboo.
I apologize.
Is
That would
there
have been
any
cool though.
writing all along the well thing?
Go ahead and make a perception check. 21. As you look through the cage of the blue crystals, you can see right before the edge of that well on the underneath begins to delve into the darkness of that space. There appears to be writing, very similar to the language of the rune you have observed prior.
What does it say?
That language, fortunately, is something you don't know.
I can read all languages.
You can read all languages?
If it's written, I can read it.
Where is that? What is this?
Eyes
That's
of
an
the
eldritch.
Rootkeeper?
And yeah, Eyes of the Runekeeper.
Oh, okay.
Where was that when I was doing the?
I know.
thing?
Why did you do that before?
I forgot I had it.
Oh,
after that
you
conversation.
forgot you
like,
had it. I was
shit.
gonna say, I
Oh,
was
so
like-
I use one of my precious spell things to read this
Yeah.
stuff, and you're like, "Well, I could have done
Yeah,
it all
I remembered
along."
it in the
could've-
session. I was like, damn, I
Oh,
could have just
that's
looked at it
good.
and been like, oh, yeah, that's what it says.
I could have done this.
Yeah, use a fool for spending that spell slot. I'm just kidding.
So you read. You can't know the language, right? So you're just looking.
Right.
It begins to try to translate it to you. This chamber is what they refer to as a chamber of wealth, and that the space inside is a very similar space to a pocket dimension to store items.
Oh.
Appears this is a safe way for them to store their precious items.
And I need you to make an Arcana check now.
Okay.
The 13, simple, mundane, seemingly filtered in when it's describing this chamber. Something stands out to you, and it translates back as you read it to your own language of common. It simply states as this, putting in chat. As it means to access it.
That's a strange word. Wonder if it's some sort of password. Korthar Lantalka.
You speak the word, the bluish crystals begin to retract, disappearing, and the space of the cloud begins to fill the chamber upright as it begins to plume and come forward. As it does, there is this creature begins to appear. The creature, as it begins to fill the space, is not here nor there. I'm going to go ahead. Configure a token to fill this void. Give me 1 second. I gotta configure to make it kind of weird looking. So,
Well, we weren't gonna get TPK until somebody took the DM bait and said the word.
Oh, you were damn well saying it next.
Say the line, Bart.
say the line.
Well, just know I've talked myself out of dragon. I can talk myself out of whatever's gonna happen here. Maybe.
Yeah, we're dead.
Nobody's dead. Slow down.
You didn't even talk to this thing, and I'm just gonna like poke the dead body here.
You could speak to it. I'm not sure that it would answer at this point.
Donlin, why are you poking this man's friends?
I don't know. This one probably wouldn't reject him though.
Oh,
It did.
You remember that time I brought you back from the dead?
Oh my.
oh, this does not look good.
Oh,
So,
Well,
this
for
is
you
what
guys, you're in front of it.
this creature looks like as it begins to appear in the bluish of the cloud. It is not here. It is like a ghost, okay? So it's just filling the space. I put a glow-like effect to it. I put a tint over the top of it. There's actually no ghost token I have for this set of tokens, which is not surprising. But as you can observe, it has many of these different eye tentacles, these different little bits and things that begin to writhe and move around it of its orbis kind of body. It also begins to hover in the cloud with a large central eye and a teeth. Mouth begins to hover forward. The creature just begins to stare and look down upon the person who has spoken the command word as if, and begins to speak this language, guttural and moving. And begins to echo outwards, and as it begins to speak that language, it vibrates the air as if it's moving the air around its mouth and shifts that weight forward. To this and to you all, it's gibberish.
yeah.
Then the creature begins to stare at you, Kanan. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a good one.
20. You feel that it's trying to read your mind. And it's getting surface thoughts, as if it's actually detect thoughts, like it casted a spell. And as it does that, it begins to probe the surface of your mind, wanting to penetrate deeper. You protect yourself. Its language switches to common. The command word has been spoken. What is it that you require?
Well, we were here to liberate our friend from this rather nasty creature, but it seemed like this was a place where it was storing things, so we decided to see what it had been storing.
As the creature looks around, there is no creature that has stored anything into Korthola.
Oh, this doesn't belong to that.
No.
Well, what is your name, friend? Is this your establishment that we've been in? Surely these bugs didn't build it.
I am a vessel, a vestige. A construct. I am here nor there, a memory of fleeting past. Spoken for only those who wish to access this space.
What is stored in this space?
Powerful magical artifacts, items of great value. What once was is no longer. Only a few remain.
Pip's
Might you
gonna
be willing to let us part with them?
That is your choice.
Well, we did come all this way.
One must ask what you will do with them. If the answer is correct, the items will be yours.
Personally, I can't speak for everyone, but I would use it to serve those in need in the name of the Almighty Pillow. Help those who need helping.
The answer is insufficient. The items will no longer or will ever be in your possession. The eye begins to flutter, looking left and right. It begins to disappear. The cloud. Crystals begin to reform over, solidifying the space.
So I'm guessing if we all say the word, we get a shot of answering the question.
Perhaps.
I mean, what other than Paylor being brought up? What greater good is there but to use items to help people?
Well, you may be
Well-
assuming that whoever this thing served or there was beneficial. It could be very
Yeah.
well self-interest driven.
The greater good is an assumption.
Or maybe he was lying about what he was going to do with the artifacts, you know?
Why would you assume that?
This man keeps a logbook of sins. I'm pretty sure lying is not something he does on a regular basis.
If it helps, the creature did try and penetrate my mind. He was unsuccessful.
I want to know very little about it trying to penetrate your mind. Thank you.
It wasn't particularly pleasant.
Hmm.
Bet you we could go explore the other side and find out, though.
We don't want to test this dude again?
I will happily give you the word if you so choose to make an attempt.
I mean, if it's self-interest, then is it to protect this place that they've built?
You could perhaps offer to cleanse his domain of these intruders.
Yes, that as I was thinking, cleanse or protect this this
You know,
domain.
the bugs, and surely whoever put him here is who built this place.
I mean, pretty fancy place. You would have to assume so, right?
Well,
Wonder if they have weapons in there.
you're assuming that the bugs aren't natives here. For all we know, they're like guard dogs or pets or something.
It seems like a rather crude method of protection for a place that can simply shield itself from damage.
But have you
I'm
ever
more
seen a
curious
creature
why
like
this
that?
thing's here.
No.
I'm curious. I wonder if I give it a nice suggestion, it might be able to tell us what the correct answer is.
Mm,
Didn't you say you only have one more spell slot left?
but
Yeah, but this is magic items we're talking about. Come on now.
does that work on something that's neither here nor there,
That's
and
true.
is
It
more of
was
a
sort of
It-
an
I don't know.
illusion or,
Yes,
or
exactly.
manifestation.
I mean, if
Exactly.
it can speak and it can reason, obviously.
It did try to penetrate my mind. I would say that it's probably rather gifted in that sort of thing. You might
I
ruin
mean,
your shot if.
Worst
if
case
you anger
scenario, he rejects me like everyone else is doing today, and I go about my day.
I mean that's true. But can you live with that?
There's only one person in my life I ever cared that rejected me, and so far she hasn't. So yes, I could.
So we'll get back to that one person later on.
Was that your ex-wife that he slept with?
No,
I'm about to
no,
say, I'm not
Obviously,
convinced
she
Babs
rejected
ever
me, and
had
I
a
lived
wife.
through it.
I mean, it's probably worth a try.
Sure, what's the worst that could happen, right?
I
Now,
mean,
how do you,
nothing to me.
It could kill us.
I'm
it's
fine.
neither here nor there. How could it kill us?
It did
Didn't
try to
he just say
penetrate
it
his
touched his
mind.
mind?
Yeah, it cast a spell on me. I do
Worst
believe.
case, so he might be trying to read my mind, in which case he'll just know I'm trying to figure out the answer.
I will
Also,
share the word with
this-
you and go stand next to Jax.
This thing isn't native to this place, by the way. These are island creatures. I fought a lot of them. So yeah, just throwing that out there. I don't know what you guys want to do with that information, but
So hold on. How did he get here then?
that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is that thing may be more powerful than, you know?
Probably
It's an
with a
island
boat.
creature.
Probably took a boat.
That thing was on a boat.
It should have came from an island.
Yeah.
so-
Look,
They use
Look.
boats.
here's all the. So look, we all know the boats that we were on were attacked, right? We found the shell. We found a note now that has something about Master of Dragons. If there are indeed magical weapons here, could come in handy.
Maybe that's what you need to share with the creature.
Is your
Alright.
true intentions with?
I mean, I'll share. Look, I don't have to lie. I'll share that with him. I mean, I don't know.
It couldn't hurt. I mean, he simply told me no. It's not like he was angered. But
I mean, if you want to go next, then I can hopefully, go for it.
Sure, I'll try. I'll try next.
So we just take turns until it gets tired of us.
this seems to be its only purpose, I would imagine. It's got nothing better to do.
And also, if anyone wants to take time, I can do it too. Maybe we can ask it what the secret in the mines are that those other dwarfs are trying to keep secret. There's something else going on there. Maybe this thing knows. Throwing that out there.
I mean, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on my theory here that, well, he may be correct, but I think this is some type of a aberration here to protect whatever magical items are here. It probably has a limited ability of, seeing what your deepest, darkest thought is, and it's pretty much limited to that. It may not even know what's in the rest of this spot here. It may just be, localized here.
All right. Well, one way to figure this out. Say we just take turns, and worst case scenario, we come up empty-handed like we came. We take a nice long rest. I get a good nap, and we continue looking.
Jax, are you gonna go next with your theory? Seems like the soundest theory we've got so far.
Only if you stand next to me, Kanan.
Not at all. No, it already
Yeah, sure.
does not like me.
I mean, I have nothing to hide here. Just an ordinary guy.
Obviously.
I'll go ahead and go next.
Mhm.
So did you tell me the word?
Yeah, it's in chat.
It's in chat. So I will say Quarthal and Toka.
Watch this thing not even come back.
Mm-hmm.
So, after you speak the word, see as the bluish crystals begin to pull back, and after a little bit, that same figure begins to reform in the cloud of space. The purple, the bluish hues around, and appears in front of you. It stares and looks in your direction.
I'm guessing wisdom saving throw.
As it stares, it speaks common at you. I have already read your thoughts. There's no need to go deeper. The eye flutters in the direction of Caden, perch themselves in the corner. One of you has requested and they have been denied. What
In
claim
fairness, I
do
did
you
say
have?
that I could not speak for everyone.
So look, this could be a really long story, so I'm going to try to abbreviate it here, and you can ask questions at the end to fill in blanks that I might leave, okay? So we really just kind of met each other not too. Okay, look, we have a guy named Damodar, the Master of Dragons or something like that, that's coming after us, and we have no way to defend ourselves. He's already tried to, well, we think he's already tried to kill us once, and could potentially be doing it again.
You seek the items out of pity and self-survival.
No, we seek the items to protect ourselves.
I seek them for honor.
I seek them for science.
Towards you, Lance, what would you do with these items in your side?
Well, of course, get together with some of the great artificers, the great minds of the dwarven clans, and see what secrets hold ancient magic items created in long past. You said you yourself a creature of the distant past, are you not? Surely there are some great minds of your time that could unravel some of their secrets, further the development of all kind.
Roll persuasion.
You got it.
Oh shit!
Guidance. Well, sorry, I don't have guidance, but
Nice.
Let's go.
oh, all right.
Science.
Did he just Bill Nye his way through this?
Bill Nye, that's all right. Well,
Dom was over
technically,
there in
Bill
his breath,
Nye.
just like
Technically,
"Fuck you,
Bill
nerd."
Nye. Let's be real here for a second. Bill Nye is an engineer. All right.
This is true. This is true. Neil deGrasse Tyson is
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
the science guy.
I would say Bill Nye at this point is the scientist. They definitely spent most of their
Right.
career doing more science than engineering. Still, when they had that show when it first came out, he technically was an engineer. He wasn't science.
Yeah.
It's a great time. Food for
Yeah,
thought.
classic.
Classic. Okay.
I was
So,
more
Lance,
of a
as you come
Mythbusters
through-
guy myself.
I'm Mythbusters. I like Mythbusters too. I think that was great. It was great. Okay, back to the game. All right. So, Lance, you give this persuasion outwards towards this figure. The figure looks at you. Then the pursuit of science it is. It does. It flutters back to you, Jax. And then, as it does, it kind of begins to pull into itself, into the cloud. Begins to pull out 3 separate items from the cloud, holding it clutched in some of its eye tentacles, just kind of hovering, almost as if it's used telekinesis on the items themselves. The items that are there, one of which are 2 bracers, very intricate elven runes attached to them, beautiful immaculate stitching. Held in place, they are swift with feathers and interlocking grooves. Another is a rod, solid metal. No runes. The next is a ring. The ring is of pure gold. And there are 2 of them connected. Almost as if they're smelted as one, but you wear it. It's 2 separate rings of 2 fingers. They have runes of the arcane. Creature moves to the first item I've described. Bracers of archery. Fit to guide any missile launched. Immovable rod. Able to implant itself and not be moved. A ring of spell storing. Capable of being imbued with powerful magic to be used later. See as the items slowly begin to hover down. You, Jax. They are placed at your feet. By accepting these items from Korthorlok, you have decreed you are in service to Balruga.
To whom?
Balruga.
Fuck is a Balrugar?
As the figure begins to dissipate, going back in, then eventually crystals reform.
Yeah, I'm not touching those.
So Jax is in service to Balrugal.
I
I was very clearly denied.
I was very clearly denied as well. There's only one person here that was accepted. Mr. Science over there.
I believe you said the magic word, so the contract is yours.
The fuck? I didn't say nothing.
You summon the creature by saying the name.
It was under your
By saying what name?
the code. word.
Yes.
The thing that none of us are gonna say because we're not dumb like you.
Oh, I'm
suppose-
dumb, huh? Who has the stuff there, little man?
We're gonna find out who this.
Yeah,
person
now you
is
in
at some
service
point.
of some fucking thing you don't even know.
Man, look. I'm not in service.
Sounds
to
like
nothing.
a warlock patron to me.
Sounds like it's a bunch of
Maybe our
baloney.
Paylor friend is gonna have to smite you because now you serve as some demon.
Look, let's be honest. We've all seen our Paylor friend fight, and the fact that he hits anything is amazing.
Ouch.
I'm siding with Paylor friend.
Sorry. I'm sorry. That was rude of me. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Outburst. I apologize, Kanan. That was really rude.
Like, no offense, my God's power is there when I need it, and
Lance
it's not
starts
wasted
handing you
when
a
I do
book.
not.
Jax, the items are in your inventory.
And mine?
Yes.
They really are
we're
mine.
given to you,
You're the
man.
one that made the
They
deal
were
with the
all
demon.
given to you.
Oh, I
You're the
didn't
one
make
who
any
s-
deal. I didn't
you
say
are,
science.
You are the one who spoke the command word.
Fuck.
And upon saying what
It's like
you
you
did,
guys set me up.
then the rest of your party began to speak, and you gave reason. The creature showcased its tech thoughts were not just on Kanan, but on all. They just chose not to probe deeper into your mind. They read the thoughts of the entire party. They came to a decision. This creature showcases not only in this construct as some replication of its mind in these commands that has extreme intelligence, understands that you all had different opinions and perspectives, and was won over by the perspective of Lance.
Do you
So
think perhaps Balrugar is the person that built this place and put that thing in that hole?
Probably a reasonable assumption.
out
In
of
which
curiosity,
case, I wonder if he's somewhere further down one of these other holes. They all have to go somewhere.
We should get those two out of here first, though, and I'm gonna point to Kalan and the
Oh, indeed.
sobbing
yes.
dwarf.
I will take Emmerich out of here. Sees Emmerich still crying. Emmerich, you need to come with me. Oh, we have one last journey. Climb.
so
Sees
is there any
Kalan
chance?
goes in, grabs a climber's kit from the backpack and one of the backpacks as well. Puts it on Emmerich's shoulders. Begins to put the harnesses on in case they fall. They anchor themselves to the rope. And they begin to make the climb up. Kalan says no words. Just looks back. Lowers the head. Or ascending.
That's my girl.
Uh-huh.
Jack days.
I think your girl now starts with a B and is an evil demon.
I mean,
I mean,
not everything that goes bump in the night is a demon. There are many creatures of all sorts of persuasions.
I'm sorry. That your comment there, Kang, Just sounded like it was a little bit of jealousy coming out.
I didn't see you do anything other than get high. But
Hey,
okay.
robot man, you think we can turn this thing into some item? I'm gonna poke the dead body that I've just been poking at randomly,
Well,
making sure that it's not alive or regenerating after it healed itself earlier.
We might be. God, I can't do the voice. I can't. When I do like a robot, I'm more like I am robot. It's more like a joke.
Not the deep.
It's more like a joke because Lavina's like super into Ron's Gone Wrong, and she loves robots right now. And so I built a robot out of Mega Blocks, and it just goes everywhere with her. Right, it just cannot leave her side. And I do that robot voice. I'm like, I love you. She just absolutely adores it. I can't. It's like this accent, but there's like a guttural to it. Anyways, Lehman looks towards you, looks towards the body. I'm gonna do a roll. States the creature might have use after its death to be made into new things.
Surely we could shop it
I
for something.
think it has a purpose.
I'm not sure if it retains its any properties after its death, but at least the bones and the fur would make sure. That mane might be plenty warm for a coat.
You want to cut it up?
Yeah, he's eyeing it with his leatherworker's tools proficiency. Like, we could do something with this.
There's a rather large saw just to your rear there.
That's not a saw. It looks like a clothes iron.
The beginning of taxidermy.
So if you guys are gonna do that, any way we could take a nice little or a long little nap or something, so I can.
Yeah, it looks like there's only one way
There's
down
nothing
in
down.
here, so probably pretty safe.
Well,
did-
so we
we-
sent. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, so we've rescued the one living prospector that remains, so I suppose it's no longer a time-sensitive mission.
I really hope when they go through the wall that they don't, like, something different doesn't happen with the rope and we get stuck down here.
Yeah, it's tied off. It'll be fine.
Psych! They cut the rope.
Nope, I'm talking about, like,
Kalan's like, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Kalan
got
gets
it.
all the money to herself now.
So while they're
Kalan's just
looking at the body,
Kalan's just like smoking a pipe up there, right?
Yep.
Just takes out a knife. Just cuts it.
fuck it.
No,
I'm gonna
you're
look
gonna
through
look
those
through the
bags
bags.
while they're going
Okay.
through the body doing. So I'll wait till they're done, but just so we don't forget.
Okay. Inside you find food. It's really primarily food. There's nothing else in these burlap sacks. If you are interested in cooking, these are common food scraps, and there's quite a bit of them in here, so you can always take those if you wish. Again, crafting materials and things, they don't actually have weight. You can also you can click the troll now, body. You should see I converted to a loot pile. After harvesting, the creature will yield 2 common giant's blood material.
too common. I'm sorry, what?
Giant's blood.
So I'll mark
giant.
that in my loot.
Yeah,
You
so
can
you can,
click the body and take it.
yeah, you can-
It's actually on the body.
Yeah, double click.
Yeah, I double click on the.
yeah, double click. Sorry, I converted. So we have loot piles, like item piles. So I'll do that
Yep.
times for like harvesting things. So you can actually make it easy, just to kind of take it as you will.
Okay, well,
Now the
Who
sacks
has the
and
bag
stuff.
of holding? Sorry, Michael.
Nobody? Didn't we have to give that back?
We had to give it back, yeah.
I thought no, hold on. I thought we made a deal to keep it.
Thought that was after we did this. We had to do the prospectors first.
Oh, I thought we kept it and agreed to do this.
No,
Okay.
we agreed to some monetary terms and the bag.
And the bag. Okay, so there's nothing personally identifiable in these bags for who these people were that we could bring back to their families? It's just all supplies
No, and actually, I'll have you roll an insight check.
an insight check.
23. After looking through the bags and this going with your passive investigation, you notice that there wouldn't be a whole lot of personal items because of how short their journey should have been. The personal items that would
Yeah.
have been there, the vacant pockets. You notice that there are ashen marks inside of those pockets. Your passive investigation picking up that the creature most likely tormented and burned them.
Okay. And then in that case, nothing in the pile of bones either that would identify these individuals.
No.
Okay. I was just looking for some closure for the family, you know.
Understandable.
Nice guy, Jax.
Just an ordinary dude trying to provide some family some ordinary closure.
In service to Balruga.
Yeah, I gotta
Praise
figure out who this
be to Balruga.
gotta figure out who this Balruga is. All
Maybe they'll come to you in your dreams tonight.
right. Maybe.
So we're gonna make a little mini camp here for right now before we.
And there's already a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Donlin, you think your friend would want these bags back since they have his company's marking on them?
What friend? I have a friend?
An admirer
Really?
might be a more accurate term.
Okay, that is definitely fair. And
Oh,
definitely
you mean
fair.
Palu? He probably doesn't care. Those
That's
are like
things.
2 gold a pop. He's giving us like a lot.
Yeah, the small one's probably correct.
Who you calling small?
Lance, obviously.
Dog.
Excuse you, I'm plenty tall, 4'3".
You've all been between my legs. You know.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of space there. A lot of space. Anyway, so Hang said you
Yes.
need to rest a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I did almost die. Takes a lot out of people.
Well, as Donlin said, I guess this is as good a place as any.
And then hopefully we can go find your new master.
Would seem to
Or
Or
warrant
maybe
at
find a
least
girl that'll actually
conversation.
talk to you.
So much.
Don't get so mad at me because I struck out against a card stacked lovely lady and you're just a basic dude.
I'm not mad at all. And I'm gonna pull out a pipe
Don't think you're
that
getting there.
I don't have, and I'm gonna put some of the stuff that I was given that I don't have, and pretend to smoke it, like I actually got something from her.
So it's just gonna be like whatever. Kind of go over
Alright.
here and get comfy.
I guess if we're actually taking a long rest here, Lance will set up with his some of his tools and start taking a crack at some of the crafting supplies we picked up.
Picked up crafting supplies.
I have a bunch of tools on me, and well, first off, we have these 2 doses of common giant's blood, so there's that, and me to do a little bit of other work.
I mean, you have a hammer.
And my
I do
axe.
have I do have a hammer now. I guess I don't know when I picked up the hammer. The hammer just kind of appeared one day.
Somebody got you blacksmithing stuff or something, I think.
Yeah, I do have my smithing tools too.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can make anything with giant's blood. Blood's kind of, runny.
Yeah.
I wonder if we kept on going back to the well, if that dude would keep on giving us stuff.
He seemed to
Do you
indicate
really
that
want
there
to
was
test your luck?
a finite quantity of items.
No! I don't
If
even
you-
know what you guys have gotten me into here. I'm
Well, if you
just
do-
taking a ship cruise one day, get attacked, and all of a sudden I'm with you guys, and now everybody's trying to kill me.
Oh, that rod sounded kind of cool. You should go play with that.
Man. I mean, playing with a rod is nothing new. Done it quite often.
That's because you strike out as much as he does. You just got lucky.
For the record,
Oh,
I've been struck out once that you guys have seen.
I was trying to defend you and make him look bad.
He doesn't need anybody to look bad. He's basic. No one remembers him. Unless they
That's
see
right.
him like do something magical with like a throwing something and all of a sudden they die.
Never happened.
I don't believe that's magical. That's just murder.
That's
But-
fair.
But Kanan, let me ask this: Is it truly murder in Palor's eyes if you're defending yourself?
No, there are righteous causes for violence.
And would you say that I've just murdered anybody, or they've all been justified?
The dwarves were definitely murdered.
I don't think I killed a dwarf.
You
killed
you
many
did.
dwarves.
You did.
Did I? It was my dagger that killed one.
Like 3 in a
Like-
row.
I think you
Yeah.
killed one with a rock, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you killed one of them with like some random shit you picked up.
Wasn't it a crossbow bolt?
Yeah, I think he was flinging
buddy over
crossbow
there?
bolts at him.
Where on earth would I get a crossbow bolt from? I don't have a crossbow.
Yeah, Lance was
gave
feeding
you
them
one.
to you.
Take it
Still got
from
some.
a master of lies. You're not very good.
I'm honestly not lying. Guys, I'm dead serious here. I am not a fighter. In the past when I've fought, I've kind of blacked out and don't remember anything after the
So-
fight.
Hmm. On that note, he's just gonna kind of roll over and get comfy.
Perhaps some sort of trauma-induced amnesia. Or
I-
demonic possession.
I mean,
Maybe you've
you
always
can-
been in service to Balrugar and you just didn't know it.
You might be right, Dolan, but Kanan, you're welcome to throw holy water on me anytime you want to. I don't think it's going to affect me at all. Do you have some on you?
Do. I prefer not to waste it though. I don't
Well,
find
just
it
give
to
me a
be
couple
very
sprinkles, right? It'll burn a little. It'll sizzle. Ah!
Sizzle and pop.
Just kidding. It didn't hurt at all.
It'd be funny if that now that he's in the like the
Service of
servitude, it
Balrog.
would actually.
You didn't even know. His alignment just switched to like chaotic evil.
Now that would be funny because I wouldn't know about it either.
All right, so long rest and then explore.
Yeah, I mean, I think exploring after what we found here is probably worth it.
Something else down there. This is. I still fail to see the purpose for all of this. Not just to store a few magical items, and I don't think it was intended to be a haven for these insects.
Still want to know how that thing got here.
I suppose it climbed.
Yeah, but it had to take a boat from an island. Who the fuck sails in this fucking? There should be more
Well,
of them. They would have had to
just-
sail a giant ship, right?
Well, just because creatures like that are on an island does not mean they don't exist elsewhere.
Well, I guess that's fair.
There are dwarves in the cave, but there are also dwarves in cities.
That is fair.
And dwarven cities are worth the trip.
They have fighting rings in dwarven cities.
They're called bars.
Last one I was at was rather focused on fighting the undead. They didn't really have time to fight one another.
That's no fun.
I suppose it depends on your disposition towards the undead.
I haven't ever seen an undead. What's an undead like?
Like a person, but dead.
So
So like that thing?
It's a
If
solid
that thing
explanation.
was still walking around and trying to hurt people.
But you just said it was like a person, but dead. That thing
Somewhere
has
in between.
2 arms, 2 legs, and it dead.
But it's not walking. At least not at the moment. Well, I think Lance just cut it up to be fair.
Yeah, it's probably never walking again.
as Lance is over there with his leg examining it.
Man's got a microscope or a fucking magnifying glass out trying to see if it's regrowing anything. Fucking studying
He's
it for
taking-
regenerative properties.
Cell
Fantastic.
samples and shit, man.
Oh man.
Cork slides.
Yes. Fantastic. And he just takes out his dagger, just starts running back down like that long mane that it had going on. It's like, oh, nice.
All right. Well,
Kanan's gonna light some incense to try and get the smell of barbecued human out of here.
mm,
Well, that's a good point. So the fire's still going. Is the smoke just going up the I don't know, cavern we came down, or is it going somewhere else? Or is there something that's kind of filtering the smoke out other than where we came down?
No, it's literally just going up.
Like in the
Yeah, it's just all around you. I mean, it's just smoke everywhere.
Like being in a bar.
You're
So
like,
there's
Old school dive
like
bar.
zero ventilation.
there's no ventilation right now. Yeah, this fire
There's
is
a
going
shaft.
a shaft.
Okay. I was just curious. I was trying to, maybe a secret hidden room or something down here, but all right.
Secret hidden room is where you got your new deal with somebody.
Yeah,
So, you want to go in any more secret rooms?
Belruga. Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. The only thing that would make that better is if you guys didn't know what the person gave me. But I did have a question, but I'll wait until break for it about the bracers of archery. So, did we determine watches, by the way, just to make sure nothing does come down?
Robots got it.
Make the
I've
shine
got
if
it.
they do.
I'm a robot. I can
That's
do
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah, I feel like it's good. I'm on the money now.
I'm getting it. Yeah.
Just dialed it in.
I am a robot. I will
I am
watch.
Robot. I can do this.
Okay. I guess on that note, I've already taken my long rest, but good to go.
So it won't be a new day after the long rest, just FYI. So fair warning. And the fire will be going out here. So there will be no fire after a certain point. This will go out. To just the coals as they roll through. No visible light here provided. You're able to get a long rest, feeling refreshed. Only been reports that nothing exciting had happened. There's no new things that have transpired over the course of their watch. Everything seemed to be going as usual. Lance, you spent a couple hours tinkering with. You want me to share this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Spent a couple hours tinkering with the explosive you actually got from Colvis. You were able to figure out that there are two main components. There's obviously minor things that go along with it, but the two main components are Dragon's Blood, a vial of magical energies, which stands out a little bit as how or where does Kolva get those two things to make this.
Yeah.
And I have yet to fill, I didn't fill the actual item description in terms of what it's capable of, but it is quite potent in the amount of force damage it can do. And it is a 15-foot radius. We're looking at the scale of like 10d8 force damage.
That's a bit bigger than I was expecting.
Yep. Pretty powerful, potent stuff.
Yeah. You said it's in a book somewhere. I'm not seeing where this book is.
The crafting. So
general?
if you go up, so go into your character sheet and then click the little hammer that's at the top header of your character sheet. You should be able to see the list of recipes in their books. All of those are the general recipes, and then from there should be one that I gave you permission to be able to see called Kolva's recipes.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, it just took a second to load. That's why. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And then I'm going to edit now that you've kind of spent some time dissecting it and stuff. going to put the actual damage indicator as well as the flat save. So everyone's long rested. You feel good. Nothing's disturbed. And you're left with yourselves. Some of you in the dark. I should probably turn the sound effect off.
All right, everyone ready to explore now?
Yes.
Oh, so
Okay, so we're all going up.
Here.
Yep.
Okay. Going to the rope, beginning your ascend. I'm not going to ask you for another check. I'm going to take the check that you had prior to. Even though it would be humorous to see you fall, you know that the fall might do nothing. So that check would be relevant to have you roll. So, okay. Okay. We can do it. But
Actually, sounds fun.
it's like
Yeah,
a bouncy castle.
it's like a bouncy castle. Eventually, you're able to get up. Just have your tokens stacked onto each other, so no order upon ascending here, unless you get your tokens filtered into the common area.
As soon as I get to the top, I cut the rope.
Cut the rope.
I knew that priest was up to nothing good.
I love it. So you get yourselves into this chamber, and you are here to figure out where do you go from here, right? Where do you go from here? So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll take a 10-minute break. It's a good time for we're into something else. If you're watching this stream, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. We'll be back at about 7:26 p.m. PDT. Hopefully you join us when we get back. So see you in a bit.
Bye, chat. Miss you already.
All right, welcome back. Thanks so much if you're still joining us here. We have gone on an adventure and a half for sure. We have put ourselves in harm's way. We've come out ahead, and now we have some magical items to boot. So that is quite a job well done. Some of those items are creme de la creme. So we will see what is there. Now you all are here in the common chamber of sorts where the tunnel has led, and you have a decision to make in terms of your spelunking. Where do we go next?
Well, do we go down the long hallway again or the short one?
Hmm.
And see what's down those other holes that we didn't look down.
I think the north one would be the shortest.
Yeah, but we already know there's nothing to the east because we killed them all.
Unless they're all connected and more in the depth of this place.
I think we definitely should take a look down inside the things now that we know there could potentially be other places.
Yeah, I mean the north. So what do we got? So we have 3 holes up here that don't connect to anything, as far as other tunnels. We have this weird honeycomb thing to our east, except for at the end of the tunnel is a random one that doesn't connect to anything.
So we go north then, because that means less monsters could gang up on us, possibly.
That also means less room to fight said monsters.
That's why I'm not going first.
Did we retrieve the rope? We may need it if we're going down another hole.
Thought you cut it.
No, I was joking.
So we'll retrieve the rope. So I'll put 50 feet of rope back into my inventory here after we untie it and everything. I assumed that
Well,
we did it when we got to the top. But
I suppose we should just leave it tied if we intend to reuse it,
Mhm.
at least till we get out of hand.
Well, we
Jax,
can
I need
also
you to make
check.
a perception check.
who?
You, Jack.
You sure me? Did you really
You?
mean me?
I really meant
Mhm.
you. 11. So as you mentioned for the rope to untie it, you can see stashed in one of the knots that's closest to the pillar is a small note.
Aww.
Let's read it first. Let's let
Some
him read it
digits.
first.
I'll go ahead and read the note.
Okay. Pull out the note. Upon opening the note, you see that there is a stash of green inside of it for one possible hit. And it says, "See you soon. Good luck."
I will, without saying anything, look at Kang and give him the finger. And I'll
Right.
stash the note and the hit away.
Obviously, Kang's not going to know this, but for the record, how would she have known who would have got to that note?
I think she just assumes that he's the more useful person in the party.
Maybe it's an open
Oh,
invitation. You
shit.
don't know.
Dang, you guys are
I
going to have to
mean-
make Kang start using his persuasions and shit and being like super
I mean, you did.
making a
Did,
mention here and shit.
This is how we
To be
turn
fair, she
Kang
knows
into the
I'm
villain.
not gonna go for because I'm just here to stab shit. So like, that eliminates one.
So which direction are we headed? North? You said?
North.
Sounds like north.
I'll go first. What the hell?
Oh no, I mean I'll go first. I ain't got no problem with that.
His heart is bolstered with the promise of new opportunities. He's now
You
That's
also
right.
can't see in the dark, so you going first don't make no
You
sense.
don't know I can't see in the dark.
I've watched you stumble around.
You have no idea.
He's just a klutz.
I suggest we throw something down there and see if those wind thingies are down there too. Maybe we don't even have to use the rope.
Well, that's a good point. There did seem to be a certain backup system in the last hole we went down.
Let's go clockwise. What's in here?
You look down, you can see that there appears to be the same glow that you observed before, but now there's no smoke. It's very clear. There are 3 reddish crystals with an arcing red beam between them at the very base of near 120-foot descent.
You know, I just realized we never
So are
really
we
looked
jumping?
around. I think we can move on.
I think we should throw something first before we just jump.
That's a fair.
Of
Maybe
course,
one of those
I will say
pigeons.
this: if we do jump, how are we gonna get out?
That's
We
a good
realize-
point. We should probably still secure the rope somewhere.
Hold on a
Yeah.
second. He just gave us the same description of a room we just came from.
Hmm.
And you guys want to go down into it.
Well, we
said
don't know
without
if it's the same
smoke.
room.
It's out.
It's not the
There's
same
no
room. It's
smoke.
just it has the
Smoke.
same crystals at the bottom.
There's no
Obviously, they're gonna be
smells,
the
there's
same
no
rooms down
smoke.
there.
Yeah.
I just assumed because the fire went out in the other place that we had no smoke coming out the other place too.
No,
Yeah.
there's still plenty of
Yeah, no,
smoke.
it's-
There's no.
it's
There's
a
no.
similar room.
There's no ventilation. You're literally killing yourselves, choking at the smoke all day
We-
long. In
we
fact,
had a
I
long
should have
rest down
probably
there.
said. I should probably said you couldn't even arrest it. You just died overnight for smoke inhalation.
Smoke inhalation, yeah.
Yeah, we
But I'm
probably
not
should have.
that serious
Yeah.
about it. Come on.
We'd just be like fanning it out, it's fine.
We were playing a realistic game where we had like grievous wounds. Oh yeah, I would have killed you right then.
We had the robot had his fan arm on.
Yeah, the robot
The
would be
fan
fine.
arm.
Be the only one that lived.
What's down here?
You see something very similar. In fact, you see the trio of crystals in the same pattern, the same direction. It would actually state a reason based on the glowing of light, and you should roll a perception check.
Oh, son of a bitch.
That's one of your better ones, isn't it?
8.
Yep.
It stands to reason that it resembles almost identical to the other tunnel.
How strange. But there's crystals at the bottom of both of them?
Correct?
Whoops. Some more crystals down here?
That's correct.
All right.
What if we send one person down and then we can throw the rope down if they need to get back out? If it's
This
an
may
I-
be
island
really
or something.
stupid. I mean,
That sounds like fun.
I'm gonna go back out and I'm gonna touch one of the crystals in the main room here.
Okay.
See if anything happens.
You touch the boat. Marlin comes out of nowhere. No! No! I'm just kidding.
Yep.
No, you touch the crystal and nothing happens.
Nothing at all.
No.
Touch the butt.
Touch the
There's got to be another way down here.
Somebody hold the rope. I'll go.
I'd give it to 400-pound dude.
Yeah, just tie it around Lehman's ankle.
Alright, cool. I'll yell if I need you.
Donlin, you're jumping down.
Hell yeah.
We never saw him again.
This
No.
elevator hasn't been serviced recently.
There's no wind.
Actually catch me.
The inspection is out of date.
What is this one?
Reroll character.
Donlin, as you hold the rope and you begin to come through, you see that there are red crystals in trios positioned on the north and the east. You, in the same areas that you'd imagine the tunnels would descend to. You can see a similar well designed as the other chamber you were just in, where you fought the hideous creature. This has a reddish hue and a cloud of space and cackles with sparkles of red energy. Or you can investigate further. You hear the shifting and the movement of creatures. Do you stealth? Do you pause? What do you do?
It's a dead end. Throw the rope. I feel like that's what Donlin would do.
All right, Donlin, I need you to roll initiative, please.
God damn it.
They only already have the rope. We can just pull you up.
I
Oh
was
yeah, I
gonna say
did jump with the rope, didn't I?
You jumped
Yeah.
with the rope tied to you. You yelled, though. We'll see what happens.
That's fun.
Oh my god, dude.
What could possibly be down here? How many of them could be down here?
So, speaking of combat, the yelling and travel, as you yell up, that sound begins to travel up the tunnel. Now, something to note, as I had described, was that none of you actually heard, in terms of auditory sound, too much information. In a similar way, when that voice of yours, Donlin, yells up, even though you imagine that sound should travel through the tunnel, it actually dissipates quite much. So
Oh,
I
bitch.
need everyone that's above to roll perceptions to see if they could hear Donlin yell.
I actually forgot to roll that at advantage for my glaive. Hold on.
It's all right. You can
We're
roll.
all rolling poorly. Nobody's
help
gonna
me.
hear shit.
Nope. I'm fucked. I'm dead down here.
You all cannot hear the voice.
I mean,
Friend,
if you
I
get
will-
attacked, we'll probably feel the rope jiggle.
I will now roll perception for Lehman.
I am so fucked. What do I get for playing a dumb character?
Lehman doesn't hear it either. Lance, I don't have a perception from you yet.
Just roll it.
Hey,
With the 22,
Hey!
you can
somebody's
hear
paying attention.
you can hear the voice of Donlin yelling up from the tunnel. And you pick up on the words. Donlin, what did you say?
I guess since I had it tied around me, I'd actually say, pull me up!
You should pull him up.
Okay.
What are you waiting for?
Alright. I need everyone now that's above. Please roll initiatives.
Manual labor is not really my thing.
You know, our
so-
party is like the Three Stooges, going around doing anything. The fuck? What kind of roll is that for me?
I'm gonna die down here.
That's
Oh, hopefully you won't.
all I need to do is get the rolls to see where you're at in the combat order. That's all I need to do. I don't need to actually initiate the combat. Lance, Kanan, Jax, and even Kang, actually, technically, you're with that reroll. You're all going to go well before this fight. Even the two creatures who have rolled their initiative. As they slither at Donlin, you can see them beginning to uncurl themselves. I'm going to go ahead and reveal them to you as they are picking up on the sights of your shouting. They're clinging to the 10-foot ceiling height, so very much just mounds that are perched. They begin to unlurch themselves like slugs beginning to slither down, and so you can observe them right before your party begins to pull. So, who is making the strength check at advantage?
Would be
Ooh.
Lehman.
Probably.
He's the one that's tied to him.
He was the anchor.
Okay. Lehman's rolling it. I've gotten okay, so here we go. Lehman is successful. Anchoring through, you're all working in unison to pull your friend up. And slowly but surely, you begin to pull them back into the direction. Donlin, you're being pulled to sea.
What did you
Oh.
find?
Another circle, red, more bugs.
Another circle like the one that had all the magic items in it.
Yeah, but this one was red and it was crackling and
Where do the bugs come from?
they were on the roof.
How many bugs are in this stupid thing?
Do you think all three of these holes go down to the same room?
Yes. It was a big square room. I saw all three sets of crystals.
No other way in and out?
Nope.
Suppose this is a dead end then.
Unless you want to go down there. You said it was a circle like the one we saw that unleashed that ghost dude.
Similar in size. That's about it. Different color, different reactions. More like a snap, crackle, pop type of deal going on.
Hey, normal dude, you want to get in the servitude of another dude?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you right now. So, Donlin, in your opinion, there's no reason to go down there?
I mean, it's literally a room with a hole in the center. There's no reason we can't stop back by it later. but there's
Fair.
2 bugs down there. I don't really feel like taking the time to
There's no
exterminate 2
Balrugal.
bugs.
Unless what if Balrugal's a bug?
Can I do
We
a
squish bugs.
any kind of a check to see if this this name is ringing any bells with me based on anything in my background?
The name?
Blarugar,
Make a history check.
a history check. That's a good one for me.
Yeah.
21.
I don't
Okay.
suppose that would be some dwarven lore.
It is not dwarven lore. Even with a 21 history check, the name does not ring a bell for you at your back.
Holy shit!
Damn.
That's some deep lore.
Alright. I'm
Alright.
quietly walk in here. I see any bugs on the ceiling anywhere?
Make a perception check.
How do these bugs mean?
15. See any. The ceiling height here is much larger, as I had described prior to the last session. You're looking for mounds of shadows. Don't see any.
Let's just go take a look down one of these things and
I suspect all these side ones go to the same thing, but as I said, this one is kind of solo.
But I recommend we go without the light this time.
100%.
can you technically go without the light, Mr. Holier than thou?
I see just fine.
Okay, that went over your head.
Simply chose not to engage with a lesser mind.
Oh snap!
Oh shit.
You went too far, didn't you, Donlin?
Oh shit. Well, it was nice knowing you guys. I will see you on the other side of life. Paylor's domain.
So, Donlin, as you approach, moving at a quickened pace here, not opting to stealth,
Hell no.
you hear the slight movement of a creature to your north side as it pulls itself from the cavity.
God damn it, there was still more.
I need you to roll initiative. And everyone else too. Lance, I noticed you did not move your token.
Yeah, I didn't move.
So let me. I love it.
It's what I get for being distracted by legends.
I just thought you were the smart one of the group. Like, fuck that! I'm not going down that hallway again.
No. I was just distracted by legends.
All good. I moved your token in unison
Thank you.
with Caden and Pip, which is most likely. I put Lehman in the middle. I also did not have Lehman light a torch, so they are absolutely blind. Considering what happened last time they had a torch, so give me all the benefit of the doubt. Why is your initiatives not on this turn track? What's happening?
Yeah, I only see mine.
It's rolling
I see
it to a
Kane.
different map.
I see
Weird.
Kanan, Lance, and Pip on mine.
I mean, if I have to re-roll my initiative, I mean, I guess.
No, you don't have to re-roll your initiative. It's,
Don't
No,
do
you
that.
I can
might wanna
manually
Are you
re-roll.
sure?
no. I can manually add them in. It's just weird
somehow-
that it's adding you to the other map. Because we had a combat on the other map, and now it's thinking that you're on that map for some reason.
Hmm.
You thought, DF.
Apparently, it's like, you want to have combat on this map. What are you doing?
You fool.
It's fine. What could possibly go wrong up here?
Ah!
You just have to manually put them in. Kanan, you're at a 19, right? Kanan?
16. Jax is 19.
Jax, Kanan, and This is like this is like super old school. I feel like I'm like writing down in a notebook right now. You know what I mean? I got a little notebook out. I'm writing down the initiatives. I'm getting
20
everyone.
to 15.
I'm getting
15 to
everyone
10.
positioned where they need to be. I love it. This is great. This is nostalgia at this point. You get so worked up with like goodies here. You back down 16. Just want to make sure I get the. Okay, so combat should be started. Manually put your stuff in. I don't know if there's going to be a turn tracker marker underneath because it's kind of bugged right now. So Jax, you're up for round 1. You should be able to move.
All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. It's a bonus action hide technically, but I just want to stealth, figuring that I'm assuming I heard Donlin or heard something ahead as well.
I'm gonna say that you probably have some perception that there's something. Can't
Okay.
tell you what it is. You just hear noise
Yep.
coming over by Dom.
Yep. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to say hide, but I want to. Well, that's not gonna be great, but I want to stealth
Okay.
and start moving slower than the pace I was trying to keep with Donlin. That was half my movement. Holy shit! How far up did you go?
Don't worry.
All right, and I bonus action to that. I use my movement. I can use my action to dash as well, right?
If you want to.
Yep. Oh my god! Oh. Yep, I guess I moved there, so I am right there next to him, and I'll end my turn there now that I've caught up to Donlin.
Okay.
I can't end my turn, though, by the way. Just
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah, I don't think so. So we'll just have to do this manually. It should be fine. You hear more commotion coming from the northern side. Eventually, Donlin, you can observe a creature. Not the one that you foresaw. This creature begins to slither itself right on up to you, attracted by your movement. Kanan, it's your turn. So again, no turn marker underneath, but we should still be within realm to act on your turn, I believe. I think you can still...
I can still move, so that's something.
Yeah, so we can still do stuff. We'll just have to keep track of things. No problem.
If we don't want to repeat it last time, I suggest perhaps we all go get down that hole as soon as possible. He's going to take the rest of his movement. And then action dash.
Okay.
And then end his turn there, which I can't actually do.
Yeah, no worries. I'll end it for you. All right, Lance.
Okay, yeah, I'm running an action dash and after. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Action dashed, and not much I can do with a bonus action, so that's my turn.
Okay. I'll end your turn there.
Yep.
All right, Donlin. Unless you want to, do you want to do something on your rest? You good?
Sorry, no, I was looking at the turn tracker and trying to press the end turn button, but obviously you said that wasn't really tracking properly. So yeah,
it's
like
not,
wait a second.
Yeah, it's not working. So you can't end your turn. So I'll end it for you. It's also
Yep.
it's basically so all good. All right,
No,
so we got a creature come through here, Donlin. It is going to come right here. Kind of senses it's like twirling. It's looking, and begins to climb up the wall, getting about 10 feet. And it's going to shimmy itself with its dash to get about here, and it's plopped on the side of the wall. All right, we come to Lehman. Lehman is without any sort of vision. Lehman is going to run a straight shot here. Oh, sees you. It's 20 at that point. Is going to get to here. Sees you. Oh, you. 40 feet. Okay. And then it's going to make a dash to come right to here. That's going to be the end of their turn. Dom, you're next.
All right. Seeing as how there's only 2 of them right now, I'm gonna go sword and board. And we're just gonna stab it while I wait on everyone else to get over. Or we're not gonna stab it. And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Another creature begins to fill space, moving 20 feet. I've also popped out the Steel Defender here from Lehman, seeing the enemy. They're caught off a little bit by surprise to kind of make it realistic in terms of their dark vision. They can't see anything. So this creature is going to come into this space. And as such, it's going to be looking for opportunities to attack. I'm going to look towards Jax here, and it's going to come in for a tentacle wrap. To prompt you for a save.
It did not.
Nothing in your chat card at all?
Should be in the
Oh,
chat.
Yep, chat
it,
card.
it literally just popped up.
Cool.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jax with the 6, that is a failure. You take 8 points of poison damage, and you are also paralyzed.
I'm used to this.
Upon being paralyzed, the creature is going to take the opportunity to come in for a bite. Hits you for 15 points of piercing damage as it bites onto you, suckling your paralyzed body, wishing to consume you. Ending turn.
Was that 2 nat 20?
What do you think?
I'm over these slugs, man. I'm so over these slugs.
All right, so again, turn tracker, right? So we're going off the turn tracker a little bit away. So it is your turn. So just be aware of that.
All right, I'm going to go 30. Hey, I can see things.